This episode of Walt Disney World Today is sponsored by MEI and MouseFan Travel, who specialize in cruises and vacation packages to Disney and other destinations around the world. MEI and MouseFan Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner. They provide their signature services with no additional agency fees. To get your free no-obligation quote, visit www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
I'm Matt Hochberg from StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
I feel like I lost today. I'm very disappointed.
I know.
We worked really hard on this. That's right. Yay!
Also joining me on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
Okay, you're going to guess this one. In the still of the night.
Tiki Room.
Tiki Room.
Woo!
Wow.
Thank you.
Very nice.
It's Mouse World Radio. I listen to it all the time.
There's your 2 points.
There's my 2 points. Oh, can you imagine what the tiebreaker would have been in that?
I think Janine
like swimming across the lagoon or something. Some sort of physical challenge.
Also joining on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, I was really curious about what your thoughts were on the Charlotte Airport since you spent so much time over there.
The Charlotte Airport is a great place to spend 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours waiting for a flight. It's fabulous, actually. I think of
what's the highlight of the eatery that's offered over there?
They actually have this thing. It's really interesting. It's a
Arby's?
bagel. Yeah, no, not Arby's. It's a bagel dipped in tomato sauce, covered in cheese. It's like a pizza bagel. Yeah, exactly. It was fabulous.
Interesting.
That's what we call
The best one I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's the only one I've ever had, but it was the best one I've ever had. But it was good.
Also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens, a manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and MouseFan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Hey, I want to know why you didn't just drive.
I know. I totally should have.
Yeah.
I still have
Just
the car.
really and truly, you could have.
Well, he had people setting up his tent.
That's true. I had somebody setting up my tent for me. So that's when you know you have friends, when someone sets up your tent for you. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Hannah.
And it's actually up when you get there?
And it was up, yeah. So it was awesome.
So we're recording this episode actually during Tent Fest, live from the Odyssey restaurant in Epcot, and we're I think this is about halfway through in terms of the event schedule of Tent Fest 2010, and we spent, unfortunately, last night outside camping, most of us. So before we get into that, though, things started out nicely, I would say. We all got in here yesterday at varying times, and we went straight to Fort Wilderness. And I got to Fort Wilderness. I picked up Annette from the airport, went over there. First thing we did, actually, we went to Walmart to go pick up stuff for Tent Fest, and Becky was there.
Oh, wait,
and
I think you're missing something. It started earlier in the week when I sent you something.
Oh. Some of you might have seen it. I received a package in the mail from Len. Len said he was going to send me his tent. Okay, no problem. First of all, the package was addressed Maddie Cakes. Which I'm surprised the post guy knows, I'm Maddie Cakes, but okay.
I'm sure he does.
And the packaging was rather unique also, because it wasn't just a box like, you open the box and it looks like
square?
Yeah, it's not, you're right, exactly, it's not square. No, Len took a square box, flattened it, put the tent inside of it, and it was kind of like a...
Taped around it.
Taped around it. It was like a circle.
Yeah.
Box.
It's a weird tent. It pops up all by itself. Yeah. So it's like you just add water to the tent in the Bugs Bunny cartoon and it comes up.
It was like a little ravioli.
Yeah.
It was a little ravioli. So we had that, and then I had a sleeping bag and another tent in it. So I sent it to Matt.
So anyway, we planned Tent Fest figuring the weather we kind of had last year. And if any of you remember, weather in March in Orlando typically is like, high 70s, maybe even gets in the low 80s. But, overnight lows are like 60 or something like that. So we planned accordingly. Light, we need sleeping bags that are very light, and then came, as you all know, that are here. The weather was less than cooperative. In fact, it was very cold. I think the overnight low was like 40 last night.
Yes,
it really felt like zero.
Yeah, it was bad. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. We went to Walmart. First of all, Walmart had no garden gnomes. If anyone saw Tent Fest last year,
Walmart had no garden gnomes.
Couldn't believe it.
Okay.
I mean, that's
and you've been shopping the Walmart catalog for garden gnomes?
We had it last year over there, and we were just...
How do you know that
Just
Walmart
assumed it would
stocks
be there.
garden gnomes for 2 years in a row? How do you know that?
Wait a minute. Isn't it Flower and Garden? Why didn't you come here and buy some?
Yeah, it's true.
We didn't want to spend like $50 for it. So.
Yeah, there's that.
So we get we got all this stuff. There wasn't anything else eventful really from the stuff right now in terms of buying the food, and so everything else was pretty standard. We didn't get anything special.
Tell them about the grueler.
Yeah, well, we get to Fort Wilderness, and Mike had sent me a couple months earlier the grueler, and if you don't know what the joke is by now, there's that. I'm sure you saw the Bud Light commercial for the grueler, a fictional.
It's a grill and a cooler.
Grill and a cooler, and the reason why it's a joke is because the person who says it's a grill and a cooler is the Stacy girl from the Top 7 Must-Sees at Walt Disney World that I'm sure you've seen. So that's why So Mike, you found it on eBay?
Yeah, some guy was selling one on eBay, so I bought it.
So
that's awesome.
He brought it down. It was a great idea, but the thing is probably the cheapest thing I've ever seen in the world.
It's the cheapest piece of junk I've ever bought on eBay.
That's a shame.
It's just all like cheap plastic. The hinges broke. We first opened it. Bam! One of the hinges broke on the cooler aspect of it.
I wouldn't put ice in it or hot coals at all in it. That's how bad. That's how bad it was.
Oh no! My favorite was they give you directions and warnings. How many seconds could you leave the the cooler open before it would like self-destruct or something?
Oh, it was just.
It's 35. Yeah, 35 seconds.
seconds.
Who knows what happens after 36 seconds to the grueler if you keep it open too long? But anyway, so we had the grueler. We had some other surprises. Mike is one to. First of all, he brought an RV, which I believe is Len. I think
Cheating?
It's called cheating.
No. Oh, I don't know. Apparently, I'm not the expert on cheating. I don't know. I don't
You
know
were
what
at the
you're talking
value
about.
tent site. We were at the deluxe tent site.
The deluxe.
Yeah, and we spent the day setting up our tents and hanging out over there. Many.
Wait a
Hold
minute.
on.
Wait, whoa.
in
Who
Newell's-
set up the tent?
Yeah.
I spent the day setting up the TV, the hot water heater,
In Newell's defense,
the air conditioning.
Newell's defense, he was roughing it because the TV, the cable TV that he got is kind of staticky.
Yeah.
In his RV.
The air
In
conditioning.
today's world of HD, I mean that's just
Yeah,
like you know.
Channel
he
5
was
is
he was
very
suffering
static.
like the rest of us.
Yeah. So we had a lot of you over to come spend some time with us. We had a live show over at yeah, the live show kind of started out kind of okay, here we are. Oh, this is fun, and then it kind of digressed from there. I'm sure you'll hear some of the things that happened. What were some of the things that happened, Mike?
Marvin showed up.
Marvin showed up. Marvin made an appearance. I think he's here, isn't he?
There he
There's
is.
Marvin.
Yeah,
There he is.
That's awesome.
We're doing a visual bit for an audio show, but yeah.
It happens.
Don't we always?
It's not unlike us.
That's right. And it was a lot of fun because we had these fun phone calls. I mean, we talked to Marvin. He came down, and that's where it kind of the good stuff ends, and we quickly digress into the bad because
the actual camping
it was
part.
bad.
Camping party.
Dude, you were indoors with cable TV.
Yeah, we got back. We went to extra magic hour, so we got back to Fort Wilderness 12:30.
I showed up at
Too
Epcot
early.
about 11:30. Yeah, too early. We should have showed up around 7 a.m.
Again, the Waffle House meet would have been really great. After
So
Epcot.
I get to Epcot around 11:30, and I meet these guys, and we go ride Spaceship Earth, and then go back to the campground. And we get there about 12:15, 12:30 or so. So first, I had to go get my room key at the campground.
Dirt key?
Yeah, my dirt room
Dirt
key.
key.
And they don't have my name on the reservation, which is odd because when Fred had checked in earlier, they gave him my parking pass with my name on it. So I'm like, how do you not have my name in the system for that? Anyway, so I said I'll be back in a minute, and then just left, and Henry and Fred picked me up, and we went back.
Yeah, what was nice
They're
about
still
it.
waiting for me, actually. I think he said he'll be right back. I'll just leave this thing out here.
What was nice about it actually was that it wasn't just us camping there. We had about 7 other campsites. So there was one for Newell, one for myself and Annette, and one for Len and Fred and Henry. And so we had 7 other people camping. There was kind of cool. It's like someone here who had the mailbox.
That was awesome.
That was a great idea. They
awesome.
brought a mailbox, typical mailbox, and they put on it, Tent Fest, and put their names on it, like the Smiths, One Dirt Road, or whatever. It was. I thought it was really nice. So that was a great touch. So it was kind of cool because anywhere you walk, you were going to see more than likely someone you knew.
That was cold.
That was cold.
That was cold, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I said, the overnight low was 40. So we get back over there, and it's just
cold.
It's cold, and we went to the comfort station, to kind of get ready for bed, and there was no heat going on over there.
Yeah, apparently they turned the heat off at the comfort station. There's a comfort station. It's bathrooms and showers and stuff around each campsite. So each section of campsite has its own comfort station. We thought we would be clever and go in there and get warm before we go to bed. Just kind of get really warm, then run into your sleeping bag and go to bed. Yeah, they turned the heat off apparently around 8 o'clock. It was cold.
It was really cold. So the problem was that you get in your sleeping bag. First of all, these sleeping bags are rated for 50 degrees or something like that. So they weren't very thick. Ours weren't, and you use the same one.
I use the same one.
Yeah. So we get in the sleeping bag, and it's just the problem is like at first, you usually sleep, you pull the covers up probably around like your shoulder or something like that, right? Most people do, and then you just kind of maybe your leg hangs out, maybe your arm hangs out or whatever. You can't do that here because you're just gonna freeze. And I don't know about you guys, I never got warm.
No, never.
I just never got the entire time. I slept in my leather jacket inside the sleeping bag. I was wearing jeans. I'm not like wearing like a
Arthur
a
Funzarelli
t-shirt and like
goes camping.
That's right.
Matthew Funzarelli goes camping. It's nice.
And I just never got cold. I never got warm. And not only the fact is you have to burrow yourself in the sleeping bag, like put the thing over. But the problem with that, it starts getting humid in there.
Oh my god!
Because from your
the
breathing,
humidity was
the humidity.
thing. Oh
so then
my
if you go
God.
out for air, then you're like, oh, I'm cold. I'm even more colder.
So
I
it's
guess I would say.
it's like you're 98 degrees, right? And your breath is warm. Outside it's cold, so condensation forms on the inside of the tent. So as soon as you touch the tent, all the condensation that forms drops down on you.
It's like rain.
It's like a little indoor rainstorm. It's really nice.
We were at Extra Magic Hours, and I really
like,
thought,
what is this? Oh, and then hold on, and then I didn't realize it till this morning. We're like right next to a swamp.
yes, I neglected to mention
never
that.
told him.
I'm not saying when I say right next, I mean like, ooh, there's the swamp right there.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it till the morning because we were essentially just little bagged candies for alligators. We were just, ooh, look, a tasty treat. Mm-hmm.
That's right, run zigzag. That's the key. And you're in there, and I totally forgot what I was going to talk about.
All gone.
Yeah, the
So we're in your hold on, tent, cold, water.
tent. Oh yes, now I remember. Thank
there
you.
we go.
Yeah, no, being in the
So
tent.
we're there shivering.
Yeah, no, we're at Extra Magic Hours. I'm thinking I can do this. I know it's cold and everything, but you'll be
70 hours.
tired.
What
You
could
know, we've
possibly
been
go
up all
wrong?
day. You know, we've been doing a lot of things. I'll get there. My head will hit the fake pillow, and that'll be
Hit
it.
the dirt. And
Yeah, and then I'll fall asleep. Just from exhaustion. I put my head down, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm really cold now." And it took me at least an hour to fall asleep. And then it's like that. And you probably agree with me. You just do this like kind of like half sleeping where, am I really sleeping, or did I just imagine that I was sleeping? It's like wishful thinking.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. There were several times I was like,
Am I sleeping?
Am I just laying here? Is time standing still?
Time-
Will
yeah,
the
you have no
sun ever
idea.
come up? That was what I kept wondering. But see, I one-upped you on that. I went to bed with everything on. Everything I had on that night, I was like, there's no way. The coat, everything on, and my shoes. I jumped into the
Wow.
sleeping bag
Wow.
with my shoes on. My feet were staying warm.
It was just brutal. I really
cold.
Last year we did Tent Fest last year, and I really don't remember it being this bad. It was just
Oh, but Matt,
yes.
how about the lovely noise we were listening to all night?
Oh, yeah.
where we couldn't sleep.
Yeah, further impeding our
next to
sleeping
the
ability.
RV.
I don't know if you heard it at your campsite.
Newell's the heater.
That was our heat.
Oh, God forbid.
That was our heat. We had it cranked up.
Every it would go on.
Yeah,
We had it like,
And then it would go for like, it was kind of like white noise for a little bit, but it would stop and then turn back on.
I don't know about you guys, but we were warm. We were just fine.
we had that thing cranked up to 72, so it had to keep coming on.
You guys
Walk
really
around in
roughed it.
shorts.
Boy, Mike, you guys really.
So in the
roughed it.
morning.
Oh wait, hold on. The other thing at night were woodpeckers. There were woodpeckers.
Oh, that didn't bother me.
Night.
What? Where did those come from?
That was the hot water heater.
Was it? It's like, my God, what is this?
So in the morning, it's like 6 o'clock. I set my alarm for 6, and I think I turned over and I was like, I looked at my phone and it was like, 4:45. Where I was like, all right, that's it. I'm done. This is it. Good enough.
6 o'clock.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
close
It was
up.
what time when we got up?
I got up at quarter to 6, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And Annette is in the next tent next to me. I say, and it's like when you wake up like this, is you haven't slept, you're cold, you're tired, and it's like caveman talk. And we just Annette and I put everything away without saying a word to each other. It was just and it's like you
brain
regress
was
into like
frozen.
caveman mode because your brain is like primeval brain. It's like must
cold.
do one thing.
Fire good.
Like warmth good.
We were quiet and we were quick and efficient at putting all that stuff
And
up.
we just put it away, and then it was like, good luck, bro, and we'll see you later.
Good luck, God
and
bless.
it's funny you say that, Matt, because that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, no, Annette didn't have a car, and Becky and Newell are sleeping, and I was like, well, peace out. I'm going to Wilderness Lodge.
God bless.
In the middle, like 6 o'clock, I want to hear.
Oh, you heard it? And then you rolled over.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Because what reasonable person knocks at that hour?
Sorry, it's like when your kids come over and knock on the door. It's
Yeah.
like, nah,
Yeah,
ignore them.
whatever.
I knew it
Maybe
wasn't
they won't hear us.
No
I
one's
knew it wasn't
believing.
housekeeping, so who else
Yeah,
could it be?
who else needs to be talked to at 6 o'clock in the
So
morning?
I had to hang out and find friends from 6 to 6:30
At a
in the
campground.
morning.
Yeah. The worst part is like I got.
In the cold.
Could have went shopping over at the comfort station.
The only thing in the comfort station this trip was a wash rag. That's it.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
Slim Pickens
we got up, and Brian Ripper from All About the Mouse podcast was also camping, and he came by. We were pretty much wrapping up, and he was the same. He was just like, you know, you're just going, he just like you look at each other like. I guess he was looking for us, like maybe he had a really bad experience and it was just him, but we were like, no, this is really bad. And when we did it last year, you didn't camp last year, and it was just and I don't remember it being that bad.
The next morning, we didn't speak a word. We just packed up and we were like,
well, that's true. Also, I mean, packing stinks, but I mean, at least I think I slept a little bit. I don't know. It just seemed like it was just brutally not. Now I can tell this because I know Tent Fest is over. That it wasn't.
We're totally doing this again next year.
Yeah.
In May.
In May, yeah.
In May.
And not near the swamp.
Yeah, but the thing is that other people were camping there. I mean, I know that Neil and some of the other guys were camping. They were like, "Oh yeah, it was fine. We slept real great. It was."
And they thought we bugged out early, by the way. They didn't realize that we stayed all night. They woke up around 8, and we were already gone. So they thought we bugged out in the middle of the night.
30.
You said that Henry and Fred had gotten up, and Len got up in the middle of the night.
We thought you guys booked in the middle of the night. We heard a car, and I thought you guys.
Oh, dude!
And it was like 4 o'clock.
There were over there when we woke up.
Peeling out of there, and we thought we got up, and we were like, "Oh, they're gone."
Henry, Fred, gone. No,
That's
Henry.
really what we
Henry
said.
gone, not good.
Henry gone. Henry.
Mastodon.
They had Henry was getting ready for his 5K race, so he had to go get.
Yeah, we thought you guys were just like in the middle of the night. This is what I picture in my mind. I thought you got up and you said, "Screw this, guys, we're going." I mean, just I'm just going. We're gonna go book something.
We're gonna go to the Poly. But you know what? I would have had to have called Annette to do that. So you would have
knocked on the desk.
You would have known. Excuse me. I'm not leaving. I just need a room tonight. Right now.
I have to say, this never would have worked out for anybody else except for them, because they went over to Riverside at what time, guys? Like 4?
Like 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning. They checked in. Their room was ready. They go into their room. How many times did
at
that
4 o'clock
happen?
in the morning? That's like a whole extra
And
day.
they did not charge them for the extra night, by the way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's just. It was just something that. It's just. I think one problem is, first of all, it'd be nice if we didn't have to put all our stuff away in the morning. It'd be nice to have like
maid service.
Maid service for the tent.
Let's see who put it up. It sure wasn't you.
Nope.
Marissa.
Yeah.
Woman power.
So
nice.
Yeah, it did a good job.
He took his down this morning.
Well, what were your? Well, I'm not even that bother you, Mr. I didn't camp. What were your thoughts on camping?
It was cold. It was
yes.
And I think the tents we had were a little bit small, right? So Henry's pretty tall, and I thought the tents that we had were reasonably large. I actually went through. You guys will appreciate this. I went through the Pythagorean theorem to figure out, like, if everyone slept diagonally, how much room you needed.
Oh my god.
Because so anyway, so I apparently I miscalculated on that, and also I miscalculated on the temperature rating of the sleeping bags. But other than that, it was fabulous.
I just wish that you had gotten
and
there
the whole
earlier.
internal condensation thing. Oh, and then I forgot a towel.
Yeah,
right?
no towels given to you.
No towels given out out. So it's one of those either take a shower and get in. Oh, so I'm taking the shower, and
you took a shower in that temperature?
Yes. Why?
Because it would have been okay in the shower. I took a shower when I got back. No, I took a shower when I got back to Fort. I got back to Wilderness Lodge. I took a shower there.
We're not savages. I'm just
so
I'm taking the shower. I turn the water on as hot as it can get. And then I realized when I'm shampooing, I can't feel my fingers on my head like this, and I couldn't feel my toes. I'm still standing, but I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah. Well, I took my shower.
Maybe this wasn't a good idea.
When I took my shower at Wilderness Lodge, like you turn the shower on, it feels good and everything.
I'm
but
sorry. Were you
so
camping at Wilderness Lodge?
That's when I went there at 6. But when you get there and you take your shower. And like when you're really cold, so cold that when you have hot water going over your fingers, they hurt.
It stings.
Because
yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, this feels so good and so bad.
I got a question though. We had a little problem this morning. Our hot water that wasn't working.
So Newell also had to take a shower.
Wait a minute. So I need to know how I go into the comfort station. I'm taking a shower. 2 stalls away, I hear, Newell, that you? How on earth did you know I was in there?
I could just sense it. I don't know.
Okay, I don't want to know anymore.
I can tell by your feet. I don't.
He was humming Mouse World Radio. Mr. Voice.
How many people are going to sing Imagination in the shower?
It's true.
Imagination.
Very good. Well, we're glad that all of you decided to come, and many of you were smart enough to get hotel rooms, and just come stay at, come visit us and then leave. But we had a great time, and I know some of you are still camping out there, so good luck, and it's getting better. It's not camping, and So thanks very much, and that'll do it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Lentesta, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.